for YouTube later. And I think we can start with 30 days of GCP, an introduction right now. So 30 Days of Google Cloud program is a campaign organized by Google Developer Student Clubs. And it will provide you an opportunity to kickstart your career in cloud and get hands-on practice on Google Cloud through something called Quick Labs. Quick Labs is a platform given by the GCP, the program, and we will be covering all of this throughout. So before we actually start, since we have got about 96 people and we still have people joining, we can try to make it interactive. And for now, the people in the meet, they can just drop in what first comes to your mind when you hear the word cloud or Google Cloud, or be it the cloud technology. What comes to your mind? You can define cloud, and you can talk about cloud, what you know about cloud, the technologies, AWS, Azure, data, storage, awesome. Database, okay. IBM, backend stuff mostly. Storage facility, storage, online storing and processing of data, correct, Hardik? What else? Storage online, okay, all right. VMs. VMs are virtual machines, yes. Virtual environment, virtual data storage, correct. Okay, awesome. We have some nice words here. PaaS, SaaS, and IaaS. So for people who don't know, SaaS is software as a service. PaaS is platform as a service, and IaaS, that's infrastructure as a service. And we will be covering that in 30 days of GCP in the labs that there are. And then we have economic efficiency, distributed data storage. We have some awesome answers here. And we have reached a limit of 100. I don't know if I'll be able to accept them. Okay, awesome. So we have a fairly awesome audience today, and we'll be speaking about the labs and why cloud, and what exactly will those two tracks cover in 30 days of Google Cloud. And I'll be giving the session to Kritanjali and Karthik now. On to you, Karthik.
Thank you, Tushar. So, hello everyone, my name is Karthik. I'll be speaking about 30 days of Google Cloud and the first track, that is Cloud Engineer. So, before we begin about Google Cloud and 30 days of cloud, I would like to give a short introduction about cloud itself, like what the cloud itself is, what it entails. So, the cloud is nothing but a series of interconnected computers. It is like the internet in that it doesn't have one particular place for storage. It is not one central server, but it is a collection of many different decentralized servers that run different parts of the modern web as we know it. So a cloud can run a backend. Some people said PaaS, IaaS, SaaS. So all these are different offerings of the cloud. The major benefit that people, the reason that a lot of companies are moving to the cloud is it is difficult to maintain your own infrastructure, your own hardware. That is very expensive. You need specialists, software updates. You need security teams dedicated to finding threats and loopholes in your security. You need regular audits. You need firewalls. All this is very difficult, especially for a startup, especially for smaller companies to maintain for long term. So generally, most of the servers you ever interact with are now maintained by one of these outsourcing providers. The three major ones, of course, are Amazon AWS, Google Cloud GCP, and Azure. Azure is Microsoft. You also have some independently managed providers. Some are specialized for banking security, some are specialized to cryptocurrency, but those are niche players. They are not really the mainstream ones. Some notable mentions are Linode, DigitalOcean. These are independent providers. You might want to look into them if you do not want to rely too heavily on big tech, especially if you're in competition, because big tech has very bad habit of quietly muffling competition by starving them of resources. Right. So with that out of the way, so that is the cloud. Why you would want to move on to the cloud? Now, coming up to the program itself. So 30 days of Google Cloud is more of a way to get you started, get you the initial push towards becoming a cloud engineer, becoming an MLOps engineer. The key here is repeatability. That is why it is 30 days, not 30 hours. Although you can probably finish both the tracks in maybe 100 hours, I would assume, but here the goal is to build a habit by doing something every day and not one huge push. So scrolling down, we can see you have some graphics. Why should I enroll in the program? Right, we have swag, of course, which is the most important, and then we have the syllabus. So I'll expand this track 1. Right. So I'll be speaking about the cloud engineering track. The cloud engineering track is for people who are interested in, or people who want to go towards actually managing infrastructure as code and managing applications in the cloud. The title you are looking for is DevOps engineer or cloud operations engineer. This track will go over setting up and actually using the cloud to scale and deploy applications. One of the great benefits of the cloud is that applications can scale seamlessly. So if you have, say, 100 users today, and suddenly you have 10,000 users tomorrow, then depending on if you set up your app correctly, with Docker and Kubernetes and Terraform and all these buzzwords, you can the app can scale as if by magic. You don't have to you will never run into an issue where you are losing customers because your app is not responding or you cannot handle the load. So that is one of the big benefits of the cloud. Unfortunately, it is not done properly. A lot of the times you will still have outages. You will still see a lot of startups struggling to keep up with user acquisition, but the cloud has definitely improved things. Before you had to go out and buy servers, now you can just provision them magically. All right. So the first, so the cloud engineer track is the one you're looking for if you want to get into building, deploying, scaling apps in the cloud. Apps meaning traditional apps where you have a backend, front end, maybe a database, caching server, a load balancer, a reverse proxy, maybe a subnet. So these are, again, please don't be intimidated by these terms. You need a little bit of background knowledge before you jump into this. Unfortunately, this is not a course that will hold your hand from the beginning. It will not explain a lot of the terms, but if you start now, you still have, I think, 5 or 6 days before the first the actual 30 days of cloud starts, so before you can access the labs. So you use that time to get a foundation in maybe read a little bit about containerization of apps, a little bit about Docker, about Kubernetes, how modern apps are packaged and shipped, a little bit of the background that will help you before you start even your first lab. So I'll click on one of these just to give you an example. So right, this is the Quick Labs platform. This is what you will see for most of your 30 days, hopefully regularly, every day of your 30 days of Google Cloud. So as you noticed, there are 6 badges, 6 major courses or modules, you want to call them, in each track, and each module has 6 or 7 or 8 different labs. So each lab will guide you through a concept, starting with a tour. Maybe it will guide you through the basics. Maybe you'll have a little bit of theory. The number of credits is a good indication of how complex the lab is. So the lower number of credits, they're mostly theory labs or very hand-holded guided ones. whereas the ones with 5, 7, 10 credits are the ones where you have to solve problems yourself. You have to work with multiple technologies. So I would recommend brushing up on just your terms, at least your terms, before going in. The last lab is a challenge lab. The last lab of every module is a challenge lab where you are given a scenario and you have to, and you are not helped. You are not, like there will be no hand holding. You will have to figure out the solution yourself. That is a good test of whether you have understood that module or not. I would recommend, don't be discouraged if you are not able to finish this in the first go. You might need multiple goals. Sometimes you might even need to contact support. Some challenges were broken last year. They were not fixed in time. So depending on whether they might depending on how bad the challenge is, how badly it is broken, they might offer a second like an alternative challenge, or they might waive it off entirely. So don't hesitate to contact support, and don't hesitate to look up documentation. That is also very, very important. If you decide to become a cloud engineer, ML, any kind of engineer, the docs are always your best friend. The documentation is always going to help you. It is going to guide you. It's going to, because you cannot remember everything, right? So this was just an overview of quick labs of the Google Cloud Platform and what to expect from the labs. Just a reminder, you will need a background knowledge. If you do not have one, get started now. There is time, but don't go into this blind expecting to learn everything from scratch. As you saw, the very first labs, they start with a lot of quite technical terminology. So a lot of quite technical terminology. Like they won't explain things to you. So it is suggested you have a bit of background knowledge. Now to explain the second part, questions are till the end. Please wait for the end. We'll definitely take questions. Right now, I would like to hand over to Pratanjali to explain the second part, the second track, that is data science and machine learning. So Pratanjali, over to you.
Yeah, so as Karthik said, the second track is data science and machine learning. Now this track is meant for people who are intrigued by data science, machine learning, they are enthusiasts, and they also want to know how these things are connected to the cloud. So in this track, you will learn about data science and machine learning pipelines, how to build them, and use the cloud tools for data analysis and cleaning the data, prepping the data, or training models, and using pre-trained models of the Vision APIs, and like all these buzzwords about ML, like computer vision, natural language processing. It's going to basically give you an introduction and insight in what these things are. Like it introduces us to ML tools and technologies in which these things are applied, these domains, and you will be able to train models of predicting stuff using classification models from TensorFlow frameworks, or using now a lot of people, when we asked the question in the beginning, what comes to your mind when you said cloud, a lot of people said storage. So there's BigQuery, which is essentially a serverless data warehouse, and this is going to provide us an insight into BigQuery. We're going to write a few SQL queries to write data, create tables, and access databases from in different buckets, from different clusters, modify workers in different clusters, stuff like that. Then we are going to use a different kind of tools like Dataproc by Trifecta, which is basically a data wrangling software, and stuff like Apache Spark, which is again a data analytic engine. Again, do not get overwhelmed by all these terms. You do not need to know all of these terms in detail, all these things in detail for this track. And then you're going to use a lot of machine learning APIs, like the Cloud Vision API, Natural Language Processing API. These things are like, you can use them for sentiment analysis, and they're going to use this for face recognition, landmark detection, optical character recognition, and a lot of stuff like that. And the first skill badge is same for both the tracks, because it's essentially getting hold of the platform and how to use the cloud platform and tools, and the rest of the skill batches from 2 to 6 are different for both the labs. The interior structure is the same. Each skill batch consists of a group of labs, and followed by the last, the challenge lab.
Awesome. So as you heard that as both of them mentioned, this can be overwhelming, but this program will introduce to you to computing, application development, and big data and machine learning using the Google Cloud platform. And the platform that you all will be using is called Quick Labs, and where you will learn each of these topics using self-paced labs. So there are going to be self-paced labs, and that can and they will provide you temporary credentials, so you can learn to use the cloud and learn the cloud using the real thing. So there will be no simulation. This is how things work. And as mentioned in both of the tracks, you will need some supplemental training, supplemental reading. So basically, whenever things get overwhelming, of course, the GDSC TSEC is here. We will be creating a separate group for 30 days of Google Cloud. And if there are any questions, you can simply post it in the group, and it can definitely help others as well. So this is the plan for now. Now, what does this have for you in this? So if you complete one of the tracks, if Karthik can go to the prize rules, I think. This is the website that I shared some minutes ago. Yeah. So this, so again, these are prizes that these are the prizes that Google provides. So the first prize is that if you complete any of the given tracks, track 1 or track 2, that is cloud engineering or the machine learning track, you will get a t-shirt and a pair of stickers. And the second prize, if you scroll down, Karthik, yeah. And if you complete both of the tracks, you'll get a laptop bag plus a bottle as well. So again, this is not something that should act as a motivation, but again, what you will be learning throughout this 1 month is going to be worth much more than these things. So definitely we recommend you to participate in this track. And again, I'll share the website again. Go through the FAQs if you have any more doubts, or you can ask them right now. We'll be opening the floor for questions right now.
Right. So thank you, Tushar, for the overview of the prizes. So we had some questions. We had a couple of questions before. Let me switch to this. Let me address them. Let us see.
1 second, Karthik. I forgot to mention one important thing. The registrations for the form start tomorrow evening. That is 22nd September, 5 p.m. IST. So basically, you'll have to you'll have to fill out a form. You'll have to create a Quick Lab profile. All of that will be mentioned in that Google form. And apart from that, one key point to note is that only the first 50,000 entries for the form throughout India will be considered for this 30 days of Google Cloud campaign. So basically, there are 350 DSCs in India, and in total, first 50,000 entries on a first come first serve basis will be acknowledged for 30 days of Google Cloud program. So I'll be sharing the link throughout in all the groups, including the GDSC TSEC Clubhouse, where we'll be posting the registration link. And if you have any questions regarding filling the registration form, you can directly post from the group. Yeah, Karthik, on to you. We can open the floor for questions.
Right. Thank you, Disha. So let us see. So there were some questions before.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Can I ask a doubt, like, or I have to put it in the chat box?
No, of course. Please go ahead.
I want to ask that these are two tracks. There are two tracks, so we have to select any one, or we can do both the tracks.
Right. So as Tushar said, you are free to do one or both of the tracks. And depending on if you do one or both, you will get either one t-shirt or one t-shirt and a backpack. and a bottle. So,
Okay, so whatever we do, we have 30 days time and we have to complete whatever we have selected, correct?
yes, so you have 30 days of time. You can do either one or both. You can do either ML engineer, you can do either cloud engineer, you can do both, you can do none. It is your wish.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Where can we find the registration link tomorrow?
So the registration link, Tushar will put it in the chat right now.
No, it will be shared tomorrow.
Sorry, so it will be shared
Forms will
tomorrow.
open 5 p.m. Yeah.
You can check back on our GDSC page, on the event page. Even if you Google 30 days of Google Cloud, you should find the link. Tushar, can you mute? I think you are echoing. Yes, thank you. Okay, so Hardik asks, resources for background knowledge topics we should cover. Hardik, give me 5 minutes. I'll come to resources. Very, very excellent resources. So Tanay has replied, okay. Okay, Narayan is asking, can students with non-tech backgrounds enroll to this program? So yes, please feel free to, if this is your first experience with tech, then maybe you might find these, a lot of, you might find that you do not know a lot of terms. You might find that a lot of terminology is new to you, especially if you have never worked with tech at all. But feel free to use this as your jumping off point, as your first introduction to tech. But be prepared, you will need to put in a lot more work because this is not designed for beginners. But if you want to, then by all means. Then how important, Aryan is asking, how important would be cloud computing for ML engineers and data scientists? Now, okay, this is a very excellent question, Aryan. Kritanjali might have some inputs on this, but all ML engineers, all data science engineers, in the end, whatever models you train, whether it's a regression model or a neural network or the latest, GAN or CNN or RNN, you will have to deploy it somehow in production, right? You need some way for apps to access that model, to use that model in production. Otherwise, it is useless. If no one can use your model unless outside of a Jupyter notebook, then there is no point in training the model. So Google Cloud offers a very easy way for you to deploy models to the cloud as a service, as an API. So you can accept inputs from a REST API and get the model output as a REST response. That way, it is an easy to consume way for your application. You do not have to embed a Python runtime or a TensorFlow runtime into your app. If Kritanjali has anything to add.
Yeah, okay. So it's also about, storage of data. You can store data in their hosted collections and their own buckets. It helps in that. So, and these databases, they are a lot more structured than what we have. It helps more in collaboration when you're working in organizations. And there's this very famous analogy. So if you're working on your local, it's like buying a car, but if you're working on cloud, it's more like renting a car. And when you, like Kartik said, if your model is just in your Jupyter notebook, it makes no sense. So when you actually need it for real world deployment and production, you need cloud, and you also need to optimize your model according to cloud. So these are things. So if you actually want to pursue an actual, job in as a data engineer, and you need to make models which are actually useful to people out there. They can't just be there for academic research. This is actually the reason why there's such a big gap in research and actual deployment, because these models are not optimized for people to use in real life. So you need to know how to optimize models for cloud and production.
Right. Thank you, Kritanjali. Okay. So moving to the next question. Okay, Harsh is asking, if I've completed any of these labs in the past, yes, would I have to go through them again for this event? So Harsh, yes. So if you have taken, whether you have done these labs independently or whether you have done them because of last year's Google 30 Days of Google Cloud program, you will still have to create a brand new account, brand new Quick Labs account, and do these labs again to qualify for for this year's Google 30 Days of Google Cloud for the winning the t-shirts. If you do not not interested in the t-shirts, you just want to complete the labs again, then you do not need to worry about this. You can use any account. Will the registration link be shared on Telegram? Okay. So yes, the link will be shared on Telegram. It will be also on our DSC page. It will be also circulated to the WhatsApp groups. So don't worry, it will find you. The link will find you. We have to buy credits, or they will provide something. Yes, Chetan. So yes, they will. So Google will provide you 300 credits, 300 credits, Quick Lab credits. Now, a tip, something to keep in mind is that the labs do not need 300. Even if you do both the tracks, you will still have credits left over. I will suggest use those credits to explore something else. Even if you do not end up completing the labs, then by all means, because credits are not tied to any particular set of labs. So if you want to use them to explore a different technology, explore a different, maybe cloud entirely, maybe use those credits to do Azure labs or AWS labs. It is up to you. But yes, you'll be given 300 credits, and 300 credits are more than enough to complete both the labs with some leftover. Then Pratham is asking what are the... Sorry, did someone have a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes. Go ahead.
I was asking that, like you said, that we have to create an account for every lab. So for every lab, we have to create a new account?
No, Jay, no. You have to create one new account, and on that one account, you have to do all the new labs, all the 6 modules, and so 6 9s of around 54, 60 labs. You'll have to complete on one account, on a brand new account, if you have done any of the labs before.
Yeah, I'll clear that. By brand new, he means that if last year, if some of you had participated and have some, whether incomplete or complete, if you had completed those labs, then only you'll have to create a brand new account.
No, and one more thing, if you do Coursera courses on something related to Google and there they have used Quick Labs, then also you cannot use that account. You will have to create a new account. So keep in mind that the Coursera Gmail ID is different, and the Quick Labs one you're using is different if you have used Quick Labs on Coursera courses.
Okay, so this is my first time, so I have to create a new one.
Yeah, you can go ahead and create a new one. It's not that difficult.
And one more doubt, like Karthik said that this is not for absolute beginners. So what all are the prerequisites that we require for this?
Yes, Karthik is going to come to that shortly.
So Jay, if you feel that you are not, like if you have a doubt whether you meet the requirements or not, the labs are still, like, you can go to the page, you can go to the 30 Days of Cloud page and click on the labs themselves, look at the write-up, look at the instructions for the lab. If you understand those instructions, if you feel confident you'll be able to follow them, then that is enough. That is enough for you to start. If you are, say, unfamiliar with Kubernetes itself, you have never worked with HTTP, never worked with a load balancer, never heard of Docker containers, then you might need to spend some time on YouTube, on Google, trying to just getting the basics of what a Docker container is, what Kubernetes is, how does Docker fit into Kubernetes, and how do different containers interact with each other. Just the basics.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Right? Okay. So yes, so Pratham is asking what are the prerequisites for filing a registration form. Like you mentioned, we have to make Quick Labs account. Are there any more prerequisites so you can prepare them now? So yes, Tushar?
Yeah, for that, I can simply share, I think someone shared it before, I'll share it again. I'll share it on the group as well. You just have to keep your full name, email address, your resident address, and mobile number, and make sure that you have a new account ready, a Quick Lab account. But even if you don't do that beforehand, it's okay. The form will state all of that. I'll still send it. I'll send it right now, and I'll send it on the group as well. You can have these things ready beforehand so that it's faster to fill the form.
Right. So next, Somas, can students from different colleges apply in this? I think Tushar is best suited to answer this.
So the priority is that we have to give priority to TSEC students, but if your college does not have a GDSC, if your campus does not have a developer student club, then only you can participate under TSEC, and you'll just have to inform me once that that you are participating and that you have listed down Thadomal Sani Engineering College while registering. So you'll just have to inform me once.
Right. So Prahlad is asking, does the ML track require Python or can we go with Java? So no, Prahlad, unfortunately, the labs are only designed around Jupyter notebooks and Python itself. There isn't any Java, so there is not an option for Java. So you will have to use Python. Don't worry, even if you don't know, even if you don't understand, if you have never worked with Python before, the ML labs are easy enough where you can, and Python itself is quite a straightforward language, so you should be able to understand what is going on. And Dave is asking, I couldn't understand that labs are showing enroll off demand request. What does that mean? So that means that you will have to click on the enroll button. Once you have credits, once you register and get the credits, it should not be an issue. Are there any specific prerequisites? No, there is no specific prerequisites. As long as you understand the labs, you're able to follow along, that is enough. So Chetan is asking, he has recently participated in both the labs, the Google Cloud Ready program. Okay. So yes, if you have completed any of these courses before, even a single one, if you have completed the course before, to be eligible for the prize, you will need to create a new account, a fresh account, where you have not done any of the courses before. Again, this is only for the t-shirts. If you do not care about that, you can definitely use any account you want. Then, what else? Is there a WhatsApp group? I think Tushar will create a Telegram group.
Yeah, so we have a TSEC Telegram group, and I just posted the link. You can join in there.
Right. So Tushar, people are asking how other college students can apply.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, there will be a form. You just have to fill in your details. Just while selecting your GDSC chapter, you'll have to name TSEC. That's the college you'll be registering under. So for that, you can join the Telegram group and inform me directly. That's it.
Okay. So, right. Oh, I did promise some resources. So now, please don't take this the wrong way. Do not finish the labs for the sake of finishing the labs, or for just for the t-shirts or the backpack or something. But if you are really stuck, if you're genuinely stuck with any lab, all you have to do is take the title, drag it to the Google that title, and you will most likely find detailed walkthroughs. You will find people have done articles. You will find the repositories. Look at the repository. Look at GitHub. You will find issues if the lab is broken, especially if you think that you have done something properly and it is still not working. Then please look at the issues. Feel free to contact support. Don't hesitate to contact support. They're very helpful. They'll definitely guide you through. And especially these challenge labs, some of them are very tricky. Some of them, you need a little bit of help. I'll be the first one to admit. You do need some amount of, like, sometimes you are doing everything correct. It is just the lab is broken, or the lab is expecting something in a very specific way, and sometimes it is good to have a walkthrough. It is good to have a fallback. So again, you just need to Google the title, and you will find videos, you will find step-by-step tutorials, you will find GitHub gists, you will find GitHub blogs, you will find all sorts of content regarding step-by-step walkthroughs to the labs. But please do not use them for the sake of finishing labs. Please only use them if you're stuck, if you've genuinely tried the lab before. Okay?
Yeah. Is the ML chat for beginners? Again, you need you just need a little information about what the ML pipeline essentially is, like data set, how do we, perform visual analysis on data sets and then clean them. See, there are going to be steps which are going to guide you through it. So there's no need to worry about how you're going to do it. You just need to know what you are doing. Just need to know why you are doing this. So why do we need to clean the data? Or now we have cleaned the data, so now we're going to feed it to our model, and now it's going to predict stuff. So what model? So if it's a classification model, then just a little bit you can do a side reading about it to just get an idea of why you are doing this. It's not that difficult. So yeah. If suppose I couldn't get into the campaign and I do complete the labs by my own, will I get the certification? No, you will not. You need to register for the program and complete it within 30 days to get the skill badges and quest badges. And the platform is still open even after 30 days. So if you couldn't complete it in 30 days, you won't get the swag, but you can still go ahead and do it at your own pace, actually learning stuff on the way. So yeah.
Right.
What is the...
I would like to jump in here. So someone asked about the 30-day limit. So again, something to remember is that the 30-day limit is only for the swag, only for the bag, the t-shirt and the water bottle. If Quick Labs is an independent platform, it is an independent company. Once you sign up, once you complete these quests, these, the tracks, if you go to profile, you will see that each module, each track will give you a badge, and that is equivalent to your certificate. If that is what you're worried about, this is like a certificate. But even if you complete these tracks after the 30 days, after the program ends, you will still get these badges. Even if you completed them before, you will still get the badges. So even if you are not able to hit the 30-day goal, I will still recommend that you finish those labs, because the credits are valid for 6 months, and you can get you can do whatever courses you like. You don't have to be restricted to these limited number of courses. Yes, Ritanjali, please go ahead.
Yeah, what is the procedure for enrolling the tracks? Well, see, you can register for the program, you have your Quick Labs account, and then you're going to do the first lab, which will get you to earn like 500 credits or 300 credits, something like that. Whatever it is, it's very much, abundant, the number of credits. You will easily, complete everything. Even if you do everything twice, you'll be able to, still be left with credits. And enrolling is basically, see, now there are 2 tracks. So whatever you want to do, just click on enroll, and then those credits would be subtracted from your total credit count, which would be somewhere displayed on your Quick Labs account, like top right, something like that. Also, one more thing, you have to make your Quick Labs account public for all of these, certificates and badges that are being displayed on the screen right now. So, people need to see it, so you need to make it public.
I want to ask, Karthik said that we'll get 300 credits. So that credits is for this GCP only, or for other future GDS events also?
So see, those credits, they can be used only till a particular number, only for a particular duration.
That is 6 months. Credits are valid for 6 months from the date you get them. So if you get them on 27th of September, 6 months is May, so 27th of May, around 27th of May will be valid. Again, you can use those credits for any courses. Tushar is not liking that I'm deviating from the topic, but you feel free to use them for whatever courses you like. It's time to explore. This is meant for you to explore different technologies. Right. Some people are asking if I should make notes, if I should keep records of what I'm learning. That is up to you. Personally, I think don't look at these courses as a way to as a like a curriculum, that's something you have to memorize. Look at them as a rapid exposure to different kinds of technology. So now at least you know that say Kubernetes exists, Terraform exists. There is something called Docker. There is something called infrastructure as code. There is something called hardware as code. So BigQuery, you know what is Kubernetes. Again, you build and secure networks. You know all these concepts, you know all these techniques, and later on when you encounter a new challenge and encounter a different problem, because we hope that you will remember that you have encountered something similar and go back and maybe read up again, or you know, just go through this. It is for you that you are aware that something like this exists. That is the goal of these programs. So I personally would not recommend you making notes specifically. If you like to bookmark certain technologies that you would like to revisit later, then by all means. But don't look at this as some kind of curriculum or some kind of step-by-step course that you need to memorize anything. Don't memorize, right? Okay. Yes, Ritanjali, please.
Yeah. So can you show on the screen for track enrolling? Karthik?
Right. So I don't have any credits right now, so I won't be able to enroll. But yes, I'll show you the overview of how the procedure goes. So you find a track, for example, I don't know, security and identity fundamentals. You click on the track, you scroll down, and then you will see a blue color button. Let me click on something that I haven't started. Okay, for example, VM migration. Now, if I unenroll from this quest, now I'll see this button, blue colored button, enroll in this on-demand quest. I click this button, and that's it, I'm enrolled. There is no special procedure to get enrolled. You just have to click the button, and the labs are separate. If you do not click the button before, you forget to click the button, no issues. Even if you've completed the labs and not enrolled in the quest itself, as soon as you enroll, you will get the badge. So don't worry about that. If you again, once you start with 30 days of cloud, if you have any questions, any difficulties, we are here for you.
So the next question, we will get credits. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we enroll this all courses, like if we don't have any knowledge about the back, like any parts from the start? I have joined late, sorry.
Right. So Hrithik, no issues. So as I mentioned before, you still have 6-7 days. The program starts on 27th. Today is the 21st. Tomorrow is the registration, but you won't be able to complete labs. Won't be able to start labs till the 27th. So look at the first track, right? Look at the there are 6 tracks. There are 6 modules in whichever track you decide to enroll in, whichever whichever track you want to start with. Let me pull up the website. Right. So start with the first track. Click on the first skill badge. Right. Go to these quests. Just go to the write-ups. No need to like, if you don't understand certain things, it is fine. But it is important that you understand the terminology at least. You understand enough to follow along. You should not be lost. Okay, so look at the prerequisites here. They are helpful. Look at the procedure, what you will do, overview. Look at the title. If you have never used Kubernetes before, if you have never used a Docker container before, then maybe spend some time getting familiar with just the terms, at least the terms. If not Docker itself, even if you have never used Docker before, then maybe at least understand what is a load balancer, why is a load balancer necessary, and so when you go to set one up, you at least know what it is supposed to do. So as long as you can follow along, you should be fine. Yes, Jay, you are.
Okay,
do you want to
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask that all this Kubernetes and all. Can you give a suggestion, or we have to find on our own?
I'm not sure. There are many resources. If you want,
Yeah, but
I will put some in the.
Which are the good ones?
All right. I do not remember any good ones right now. If you want, I'll put some resources in the
Telegram group.
Telegram group, as well as the event page for the GDSC community. The event.
Is there any link of Telegram group in the chat box? Because I'm not
Yes,
there
Tushar.
in the
Yeah,
Telegram.
Tushar can post it again.
Yeah, okay.
So the next question, we will get credits after registering for the event. No, you won't get credits after registering. You have to complete the first lab, and after you complete that, you will there's just a quick tour lab. It's like very basic. You can do it in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and after that you'll get a mail and you'll get the credits. So yeah. And I had completed some courses other than in the 30-day program previously. Do I need to create a new QuickLab account in order to get swag?
I'll take that question, Kritanjali. So if you have completed any lab, any quest that comes under these two tracks, then you'll have to create a separate account altogether, although it's not recommended. But sure, if you want to do it for the swag, then create a new account separately altogether and register from that account if in the registration form. Plus, you have to create the QuickLabs account from that specific email. So again, the TLDR of this event will be that all of this can be overwhelming, but try to understand that what's going behind the scenes. Try to understand. Again, it says 30 days, but you can take as long as as long as you want. But again, this will help you kickstart your cloud, and it will give you a good knowledge in these 30 days. So definitely register for the event.
Right. So Shobha, if you mean the individual labs themselves, then yes, most of them have a 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour limit. The challenge labs have a 3 hour time limit. When you click on a lab, on the right hand side there is a bar usually, or the left hand side, yes. So here it shows 1 hour. It means you have 1 hour to complete this lab, if that is what you were asking. So if there are no other questions, then right. Ayan, so how much time do I need to devote every day to these tracks? Now again, it is up to you. You know this is for 30 days. You know that you have 6 modules. So, and there are say 6 to 9 modules, 6 to 9 labs in each module. So you can do the math. You can pace yourself. I would say maybe 3-4 hours every day. That should give you enough time, like good mix of pacing as well as practice. So 3 to 4 hours every day, I would say. Obviously, you can do more, you can do less. It is up to you, but that is around what is recommended.
Great. Thank you, Karthik. And I think we are done with the Q&A. And just in case if anyone has any more questions, I've pasted the Telegram link, our clubhouse. So you can post the links there, and all of us are there to answer your questions. Thank you so much for joining in. The registration link will be posted tomorrow at 5 p.m. And that should be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Kritanjali, for taking out time.